Hey, welcome back to another edition of Limited Skills. I'm James.
I'm Brandon.
And this is Rivals of Ixalan.
Our first draft.
But you played a lot of Magic since then, so this is going to be an adventure.
Yeah, I played at GP Indianapolis, which was Rivals of Ixalan team sealed. We'll talk about that more at the end of the video.
All right, so going into this first pack, after coming off a pre-release weekend, what kind of stuff are you looking for, besides the rare at the end of the pack?
So based on the sealed experience, I got to play three times on the previous weekend. The Vampire Merfolk tribal seemed pretty consistent and aggressive, so I assumed I would see hints of that in the draft. I'm pretty happy with this first pick. It's not a bomb rare, but like it's a good efficient card. I'm probably not going to be sad with. Thinking about it, like after drafting it, I didn't even get to play it, but just thinking about the format more over the weekend, I don't think that card is as good as that effect would be in a normal set because most of the tribes have tokens that it'll make. So,
Sure.
Like, whatever colors you're playing, it's likely you're just going to have an excess 1/1 sitting around.
Oh, that's true. Now you think about it, Merfolk, you can make Merfolk tokens. They're the 3/3 dinos. Vampires get infinite 1/1 lifelinkers.
Infinite.
It seems like every other vampire card makes a 1/1 lifelinker.
It's still okay, and if you get the Ascend, that's relevant.
Yeah.
And Ascend is not hard to get.
No, not at all.
With all the things that make treasures, and, you know, getting 5 lands gets you halfway there.
If you want to get the City's Blessing, you can get it.
And pretty much in, I think, any archetype.
Yep. That's how it felt like during Sealed, too. I never had to worry about getting... It was always like a permanent or two away whenever I decided I needed it.
I think the misconception behind Ascend is that it's a late game effect. But the thing is that if you're aggressive, you're emptying your hand out with creatures, ideally. So sometimes you can have Ascend on turn 4 if you get, like, just this crazy hand.
For sure. Four lands, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 drops. Yeah, then you're 2 cards away. Maybe an enchantment. So what are we going here? You picked the double cost guy already in the last pack?
Yeah, that was probably a weird second pick. I real quick basically went into black-green. I got
Week's good,
black
though.
removal. I got a black-green creature, which it's not even an on-tribe creature. The effect is fine. And then I took green removal. But
Yeah, Hunt the Week's a good card. Is that the +1/+1? Or is it just the fight one?
+1/+1 and fight.
Okay. Yeah, just the fight one.
I was surprised to get this guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was 4th pick. I think a lot of people, again, are underestimating how easy it is to get Ascend. I think that guy's pretty good. Getting to drop the extra lands, and it's pretty common he's 3 for a 5/5 without a drawback.
Another way to look at him is that he's just one of those enchantments that lets you play an extra land. And then he might eventually become a 5/5, which is probably relevant. I would play that enchantment that turns into a creature later. The only downside is that they could target it with removal, but if it's not beating them in the face, they're probably not going to.
Yeah. So, none of my picks so far really drew me in. Hunt the Week is fine, and in some other sets, it's a wonderful reason to go into green, but I think it's not as good in this set as some others. If you're playing the dinosaur deck, if you have a lot of things with Enrage, you get a lot of extra value out of that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Beyond that, I think it's below average power level compared to its previous printings and similar effects in other sets.
I also played red-green, and I wondered why I never, ever saw copies of Hunt the Week. And now I know why, because I was a seat down from Brandon.
So at this point, I'm feeling like the black has dried up, and I'm open to the idea of going into red-green dinos, because I took 2 Hunt the Weeks. I have a rare dino that's okay, and I figure, man, I got a bunch of sweet ways to trigger Enrage. Now, saying that, I just took a Merfolk. But that Merfolk is fine to play in any deck with green.
That red guy's really good. This guy, Forerunner of the Empire.
Yes. Other than, so, I don't know, some of the other tribes tutoring for a creature to the top of the deck isn't always as good, but if you're playing dinosaurs, like, you're tutoring for your curved out usual bomb.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be a big thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And his effect triggering the Enrage of anything you tutor for.
Oh, yeah.
He's my favorite one of those tribal
and
tutor
depending
guys.
on what your opponent's playing, it could be like an incidental board wipe.
Absolutely.
You could just kill all their 1/1s, or
very commonly, I see people tutor for, there's I think it's 5 for a 3/3 in green that comes with a 3/3 token when it comes into play. So then it deals 2 damage to everything.
I used that effect a lot at the pre-release. That was the only way I had to kill some creatures. Oh yeah, Pillar of Flame or a Giant Thing? Giant Thing? Giant Thing makes a little guy that dies to your 1/1 killer.
That's true, but it gets it the first time.
All right, so how are you feeling after pack 1?
I'm feeling okay here. I didn't get anything that's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna crush people. I can get an Elder Dinosaur, but because those will run away with the game.
Unless you never see them.
Especially if you never see them coming. I've lost to Galtus so many times already.
Man, that must be nice to be on the other side of that. I wouldn't know. There's a Radiant Destiny. That card was great for me during the pre-release. I think I had 2 non-dino creatures in my dino deck on Saturday. It was real good.
The effect of that's really good. It's real easy for that to hit most of your creatures, if not all of them.
Yep. Especially in draft.
I did see somebody recently, or at the Sealed GP, name Soldier as their creature type because there was an overlap of some vampire soldiers and
pirate
something
maybe?
else. I don't think there were pirate soldiers, but there were some other, like just human soldiers or something.
Sure. Interesting.
There was a little overlap, and that maximized her ability to pump more creatures.
Well, that's really cool. I'd never even noticed that. All right, so what do you take here? There was a lot of white coming at us in this set of packs.
I like the team pump. I don't know if that's the best team pump. It's not the best team pump. I know that.
There's a Divine Verdict, which is decent removal.
I'm excited about Shake. I don't know what the community consensus is on the power level of Shake the Foundation, but it's treated me very well so far.
What does it do?
1 damage to everything
without
flying, and you draw a card. The thing is that 3 of the tribes, that will kill a large portion of their early game.
Oh yeah, because there are so many X ones.
Yeah, there's vampires, there's merfolk. Mm-hmm. A lot of their actual cards come with 1 toughness. A lot of all their tokens come with 1 toughness. Mm-hmm. The really aggressive pirate decks will play a lot of X1 creatures. Yep. And then, your dinosaurs ideally are surviving it and getting in rage triggers. Mm-hmm. So.
There are even some X1 dinosaurs that you might get to kill. Hopefully they're not yours. But yeah, no, that card is great.
Yeah, I wasn't... okay, so that was probably my first really bad pick. I just took the rare I hadn't seen before. I was like, okay, cool, that seems like I could throw that in a commander deck. But I really should have just taken one of the white removal and switched into... At least opened up my availability to go into white.
Yeah.
There were a couple other good picks in there.
I should have done that first and cut you out of white.
And I would have been fine with that. It would have made my signals easier.
Because I was taking all your red cards coming this way. God, we needed to text each other during the draft and let us know, hey, don't take the red ones, take the white ones.
Even I would kick us out of the store for that.
It's only cheating if you get caught.
Literally on camera, texting you at the table.
That would make it harder. All right, don't do that. So, see, there's another Divine Verdict.
Yeah.
Imperial.
I should have gone white, and I could have had 2 Divine Verdicts, which I think Divine Verdict wouldn't have been as good in just Ixalan, but these games just seem like they're, I don't know, a little more dynamic and back and forth.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like you get more value, or it's safer to invest in those kind of cards than feeling like you're wasting an aggro card.
Yeah. This set feels a lot more interactive than the last one did.
God, I think I take this Ceratops, and I don't know why. That was... If I was going to play white, I should have taken the Divine Verdict.
You were probably thinking it synergizes with your deal 1 damage.
Yeah, I definitely thought that. Anyway, this whole thing, just downhill from here.
That vampire that you're passing, the white one, is really good.
Yeah. That merfolk that I just picked, also very good. And since I am probably playing green...
I almost took that.
Yeah, that guy's phenomenal. I took it just in case I went into white. And at that point, that should have been like my 4th good white pick, and I would have been in green-white.
You into green-white.
And the problem was, I think my early red drops were fine. At this point, it might have just been those 2 Shake the Foundations, but
You also
those
have
are
the
good.
Dinosaur Tutor.
Oh yeah, and that's also very good. But then it just dried up.
Yeah, because I was taking it all.
I think players to my left and right were both playing red.
Oh, maybe. No, I know there was the guy next to me on my left was playing red black pirates. So he was taking all the red pirate stuff. I was taking all the red dinosaur stuff.
So yeah, I'm confusing myself here. I don't know what I'm doing.
You could have still done Naya dinosaurs. You don't have any fixing yet, but it's not too late to get some. Oh, you have the one red white land, and you have the green white taps for any color, dude.
Like the only color I've taken solidly and consistently is green, and I'm not even getting that good of green cards. I'm just like my early green picks are things that are maybe what I should be getting halfway through a pack.
I think green's card quality is decently high in this set. It sort of depends on if you're in the Merfolk or in the dinosaur deck.
Right.
But I think that all of the cards for those specific archetypes are good. Ixalan's Binding is sweet. I ended up taking that Lannery Storm because I thought, let's see if a 2/2 with haste is good.
Yeah, and if I should have taken that Ixalan's Binding.
We just get to relive.
What did I take?
God, I don't remember. Probably that, I hope.
Did I? Oh, I hope. Don't embarrass myself, Brandon. Pass, Brandon. Do the right thing. It doesn't matter. I didn't play white. It's just a waste.
Oh, sure. Really?
I don't know why. At this point, I picked enough white stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was confused and young and stupid.
You're older than I am. Also, I think Kurt told you to cut your red and play white.
Yeah. After he beat me.
No, I think he told you during construction, too.
I'm sure.
That guy's real good, though.
That was a reason to play red.
Yeah.
I forgot I had that. I don't think I ever cast it.
Queen's Commission, I can't read it because your thumb's in the way.
It gets 2 vampire
makes
tokens.
1/1s. Yeah.
Which, that's a vampire tribal card that is good enough pretty much any deck that plays white.
Oh, yeah.
Because even in your dinosaur deck, I don't know, it lets you stall to get to those, and it's a little oppressive anyway.
Trades with a lot of stuff. And you gain a little life when you trade, so you get a little value out of it. Doesn't do much against trample, but take the Blightkeeper. I don't know what to take.
That Firebrand is a very good creature. I think that's.
I think I end up.
It's the best creature in the pack
for sure. Ooh, I do take the Sunbird's Invocation.
I was hoping it would table, and I would have taken it the second time and given it a try.
I probably should have taken the Wild Growth Walker. That Suncrown Hunters is very good, though.
That Wild Growth... What was it, Wild Growth Walker? Is that
yeah.
what we just talked about?
Yep.
I used to be very excited and thought it seemed very powerful, and then was a little underwhelmed by it when I looked at like the overall selection of Explore things we had. But
it's gone down.
Now that Rivals has come out, I think there are much better Explore. Like you can curve into that 3-mana 2/1 that explores twice.
Yeah.
And that seems really good if you played that thing on the previous turn.
There's also a instant or sorcery that explores twice. There's a card that does it. It's just like 1 mana, explore.
Oh yeah, target creature explores.
Yeah.
Is it twice?
I think it's twice. I could be wrong. I don't read cards. I find out what they do when I try and cast them.
Yeah, I just needed creatures.
Ooh, there's Pounce.
Yeah, I'm
less good.
realizing I don't think I've got the big creatures. I want to fight stuff. I also don't have a ton of things that enrage. If any. So I think I go with the creature that has enrage.
Brandon pointed out to me that the Pounce creature
Don't do it. Don't. No!
Oh, that Pounce creature.
I needed the creature.
Pounce is very good with that green 2-drop that gets +0/+2 on your turn, because it can fight a lot of early game stuff.
Yeah, that little guy is good for 2 specific things. Fighting stuff, because he's got high toughness on ahead of curve, as well as getting raid, which you're not going to get raid in green, but if you're playing something else, it's really safe to attack with that on the first, the third, fourth turn usually without trading it.
Yeah. I like that deal 1 damage to target creature, draw a card. I think that's good.
I would have considered it more if I had some enrage stuff. At this point, I was considering potential mana fixing.
Yeah.
Which that guy loosely does.
He sort of ramps you a little bit. Oh, you should have taken that green-white guy.
I should have just and gone into green-white, obviously 10 picks ago.
But Dinosaur Stampede's good. It's good if you go wide.
Yeah.
I don't think you were that wide.
I wasn't.
I was real wide. I took that card. It turns out that card, though, is no good when you have no creatures on the board. And...
Giving your team 2-0.
Yeah, so... That's how my draft went. Whee! Blinding Fog. Take the fog.
Origins is okay. It's an all right little mana ramp rock on turn 2.
All right, Brandon. So, how do you feel? Like, how did this go?
God, was that the whole draft?
Yeah.
Oh, my deck is awful. It was worse than I remembered. It was okay. I do think if I would have curved out appropriately, I could have just swung in with a bunch of creatures, had an okay time. I got crushed in the first round, and I dropped, which was very rare for me at Friday Night Magic. I mean, just there to have fun, that's fine. But I was driving to the GP in Indy the next day, which isn't that far, but I wanted to get a couple extra hours of sleep, and I was like, I'm just going to cut out. The player that beat me, which it was Kurt, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, Kurt crushed me. I think he won the pod. So that I had a little bit of solace in that, and feeling better. But then, yeah, the team GP for the weekend, the first day we went 6-2, which got us to day 2, which was my first time making it to day 2 at a GP.
Ooh.
So that was cool. The team format was super fun. It made the whole room, just the whole event, was just more casual feeling, and people just having fun. Like, nobody was real intense and in the zone, because at the least, like, they're at least joking with their friends, and everybody was just in a lighthearted mood. So it felt like this competitive format that was still really fun, and I really hope they do more of it. I had a great time, and I would be happy playing all my competitive formats like that, honestly. Day 2, we went 3-3. We got such an awful pool that none of our 3 decks were tribal.
Oh, no.
We had a black-red that had some pirate things, and then we played... I was green-black slow stuff, and we had a blue-white control deck that actually was surprisingly good, but we could not piece together a viable tribal deck. And our experience from both days was that 2 of the 3 teammates had a very strong tribal deck, and the third one was maybe like a weaker tribal deck or a weird hodgepodge deck.
Sure.
So getting all 3 of us, just like, that was the best we could do.
So how do they score each individual? Because you play against a team, so there's 3 of you and 3 of them.
Yes.
And then each win counts as a point?
Yes.
So you only play 1 game?
No. Sorry. So you play a normal match against your opponent. That's
Okay.
2 of 3. And then whenever one team has 2 wins, the complete match is over.
Okay.
So you don't even have to finish the third one if 2 people on the same side win.
Oh, so if you go 2-0 and the other guy goes 2-0, then you just win. You're done.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Most people just want to play it out because, you'd be in the middle of game 3. So a lot of times people are like, I just want to know what happened. So a lot of times we'd end up finishing out the match anyway. We had a lot of nail biters where one of us won, one of us lost, and then we're huddled around, like, biting our teeth. Like, oh my god. We had some crazy top deck moments. But, I don't know, it was fun. There's 6 people, like, all conversing about the same game, and we're talking about the game more than we even would at regular, because you don't want to interfere in somebody else's game.
Right.
So, I don't know, it just felt like, I don't know, a party at a friend's house or something.
because you're allowed to discuss the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're part of a team playing Magic. That's really interesting.
We didn't communicate as much as I think we could have benefited from, but I definitely, my teammate Tim Ebert caught me like twice, real hardcore, like I was going to do something, and he was like, don't do that, it's a trap. Like when I was going to attack or I was going to play an instant, and he was like, don't do that now. I was like, I'll win if I do it, and like I know he might have a trick, and he's like, you'll win next turn if you don't, and like he just corrected me. So he definitely filled in my weak spots.
That's cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'll have to find 2 people to play. I bet I could get Shortino to play with me.
Yeah. We're gonna recruit him.
I like it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.